Hey, welcome back to Blessed on Two Wheels. This is episode 13, Long Distance Tour Safety. This podcast exists for one reason: to keep riders alive, to keep riders informed, to keep riders prepared, while honoring those we've lost along the way. In the last episode, we talked about motorcycle myths and how dangerous bad information can be. Today, we're shifting into real world riding skills, starting with something a lot of riders dream about, but don't always prepare for properly. We're going to talk about long distance touring, multi day rides, cross state trips, cross country journeys. Long rides are actually incredible, but they also introduce risks that short rides don't. So today, we're breaking down how to tour safely, physically, mentally, and mechanically. So, what actually counts as long distance riding? A long distance ride isn't just about miles, it's about time in the saddle, repetition, fatigue buildup, reduced recovery. For some riders, 100 miles is a long distance. Some, 300 miles is a long distance. For others, it could be 700 plus miles to be a long distance for them. What doesn't matter is ego. What does matter is your limits. Touring exposes weakness fast. Poor bike setup, bad hydration habits, weak core strength, overconfidence. The goal in touring isn't about speed. The goal is making it home safely. Fatigue is one of the most underestimated dangers in motorcycle touring. Fatigue affects your reaction time, your decision making, your balance, your vision. And the scary part, fatigue doesn't feel dangerous until it actually is too late. What are the warning signs? Are you missing shifts? Are you getting target fixation? Are you starting to drift a little bit in your lane? You're getting a little upset. Irritability starts setting in. Or you start thinking, oh, just one more hour, one more hour. So, what are the best practices? I think it depends on how long you've been riding, if you've been riding long distances for a long time or not. For me, I stop when I need fuel, but I've been doing it for a long time. I can go 180, 225 miles without having to get fuel, and I'm good with that. But other riders might not be able to do that. So I suggest that you stop every 60 to 90 minutes. And when you do stop, get off the bike, walk around, stretch. Don't push miles to hit a goal. There's no prize for riding tired, for sure. Now, what about hydration and nutrition? Does it play a role? It plays a huge role. Touring drains your body faster than you realize. Dehydration causes slower reaction time. You'll start getting muscle cramps, fakes. You'll start having poor judgment. So drink water before you actually get thirsty. The electrolytes matter, especially if you're in the heat. Food matters too, but avoid heavy, greasy meals in the middle of the day. Eat light, use steady fuel, things that'll give you fuel quick. Stay away from a bunch of sugar. That'll wear you out really fast. Save the big meals for when you're pretty much done for the day, when you're going to call it quits. Now, let's talk about bike setup for touring. Your bike must fit the ride. So let's talk about the key areas you should check. The seat and the ergonomics. Seat comfort matters more than the horsepower. Bar position affects the shoulders and your wrists. Foot peg placement affects your knees and your hips. Now let's talk about your suspension. You've got to adjust your suspension for added weight. The luggage that you're going to carry is going to change the way that your bike handles. And if you have a poor setup, it's definitely going to increase your fatigue. Let's talk about wind protection. If you're getting beat up by the wind, you're going to get worn out extremely fast. Wind fatigue is real. Windshields and deflectors reduce that strain. If your bike hurts after riding at 100 miles, it will be completely unbearable before you even hit 400 miles. Now, what about your luggage and load management? I mean, most people, when they're going on a long trip, they overload their bike. I mean, overloading is common, but it's dangerous. So here's some rules of thumb. Keep heavy items low and centered. And also balance your weight from the left side to the right side. Don't have a whole bunch of heavy stuff in the left bag and then all your light stuff in the bag on the right side. That's going to be completely out of balance, and it's going to change how your bike is going to handle. You want to make sure that everything is secure and that you don't have any loose gear. Some of the other things that you want to do and you want to check when you're motor touring long distance, you want to check your tire pressure every single day. You want to check your chain or your belt condition, and you want to check your brake wear. And always remember, a loaded bike does not handle like an unloaded bike. Adjust your riding accordingly. Now, let's talk about route planning and weather awareness. Good touring starts before you actually start the ride. You got to make sure that you're going to plan for your fuel stops, your rest stops, what you're going to do when the weather changes, paying attention to construction zones. And of course, you definitely want to avoid riding tired at night whenever possible. At nighttime, that's when all the critters are crossing the road. And at the same time the critters are crossing the road, you have reduced visibility. And probably you're going to be late in your trip for the day, so you're probably going to be fatigued. When you add all of those together, you put yourself in a very dangerous situation. If weather turns dangerous from the rain or high winds, or it's extremely hot or extremely cold, there's absolutely no shame in stopping. Smart riders park it, and proud riders crash. Remember that. So what about mental focus on long rides? Long rides challenge your mind as much as your body. There's some mental traps that you can get into. You can get zoned out. You can start getting tunnel vision. You kind of go into what I call autopilot riding, where you don't even remember the last 2 miles that you just went. You're just in autopilot. So you've got to stay engaged. Change your lane position a little bit every once in a while. Make sure that you're always actively scanning the road, all right? And in your mind, just keep your mind going. Just mentally narrate hazards in your head. Like, okay, I got to watch out for that. Oh, that's over there. Oh, here comes this car. It's going to change lanes. Do this. You want to keep your mind going. Don't let your mind check out. But if your mind does start to check out, that's the sign that you need to stop. Now, let's talk about riding solo or riding in a group in touring. Now, solo touring is completely different than group touring. But with solo touring, you have full control of your pace. But it does require a little bit more discipline because there's nobody there to call you out when you're overly fatigued, okay? In a group, you're going to ride at a slower pace. It takes a little bit more coordination because you've got somebody in front of you or somebody to the side of you or behind you, okay? And fatigue actually hits you a little bit faster when you're riding in a group. So one thing to remember, no matter what, whether you're riding solo or you're riding in a group, ride your ride. Speak up if you're getting tired. Don't let group pressure override your safety. Now, in closing, touring smart. Long distance touring isn't about endurance. It's about management. Managing your energy, managing your hydration, and managing your mental focus. Not only managing your mental focus, but you also have to remember to manage your equipment properly. You always have to keep your ego in check. The riders who make it home aren't the fastest. They're the smartest. Prepare your body, prepare your bike, prepare your mind. And above all, ride smart, ride aware, and ride blessed on 2 wheels.